Well, Bill Lawrence came out with another show. I tell you what, he's kind of like the sitcom Taylor Sheridan. Where Taylor Sheridan does more, blue collar America drama, borderline soap opera like stuff. Bill Lawrence is pumping out sitcom after sitcom because now he has Rooster out on HBO, or at least the first episode is. I watched it, and you know what? I I liked it. All right, this is an unscripted kind of off the cuff video here. I just wanted to get something out, and I haven't really been watching much except for like the Drew Carey show and stuff. So, trying to do something a little more timely. Um, I am still planning on watching all of the Scrubs revival. I've only watched the first two episodes and have a video out reviewing those. Some worries there. Overall, okay, I think, but still some concerning stuff and some plot lines I wish they hadn't went, like Dr. Cox not buying, Dr. Cox not really being there. But one reason that might explain why he's not there is because he is in this new show, Rooster. And you know what? He's actually pretty good. He's not Dr. Cox in it. He's kind of wacky, JC McGinley, whatever, however you say his name, the Dr. Cox actor. He's kind of more like he was in the movie with the motorcycles and Jim Allen. Wild Hogs. Was it Wild Hogs? Yes, Wild Hogs. He's more like it was in with that movie. He gets to be a little more wacky and funny, Mr. John C. McKinley. Definitely not Googling live during recording while Kat's getting on a bookshelf that she's not supposed to be getting on. Right. So yeah, Rooster. It is a show about Steve Carell's character, Greg Russo, going to a liberal arts college where his daughter is a teacher. And he is going there because he wants to see his daughter after a sex scandal between his daughter and a fellow teacher happens, to where the husband, I believe it was his husband cheats on her with a student. He's there, and he's actually brought in to speak about his book because his character is an author of books that he describes in the show as books to go read on the beach. The characters you like have sex, and the characters you don't get shot in the face. He shouldn't be there for liberal colleges that like to talk about things in depth. But while he's there, he gets a job offer from not Dr. Cox, and he kind of meets some of the fellow staff, the cop security guard guy character, and kind of learns a little bit about what happened with his daughter and her husband. It is honestly, I think, pretty funny. It's 30 minutes. It goes by very quickly, but a lot is put into the first episode. And like classic Bill Lawrence, he tackles a lot of different ideas, and I think he hits some heavy stuff here pretty quickly out of the gate. I mean, it was bold of him to put it in a liberal arts college. When you see that, you kind of think, oh no, is this going to be Steve Carell being lectured at by woke college women about masculinity and patriarchy and shit like that? And yes, that does kind of happen, but Steve Carell does a pretty good job holding his own, not going, why am I suddenly attacked like this? This woman character who has sex with the main character a lot is based off of his wife. He didn't realize he was making some comparisons in the literature that this student was claiming that he was making. And there was also a bunch of guys in the class that just love his books because girls get topless at sometimes. It was a pretty good balance, pretty well handled. I like John C. McCainley, not Dr. Cox's character, going. He's just kind of an older liberal dude, and he making comments about, hey, remember back in our day, we were the people of free thinking and expression, and now suddenly we're the bad guys to the younger liberal crew. It was an interesting take. Steve Carell's just like, what the fuck is going on. He's kind of this the level-headed whatever dude. And they also tackle a lot about cheating and getting over that because Steve Carell's character was married. He got divorced because he was cheated on. So he, gives an interesting new perspective to the daughter after learning that she was cheated on, and it's all pretty well done. I like the humor. It's quick, it's fast paced. Some of it's just dialogue. There isn't overly wacky stuff going on, but there's still plenty of things. Hiding in a bush only to be discovered by a lesbian couple kissing, thinking that he's there perving on them, and Steve Carell's reaction to it. All pretty funny. Young college people taking advantage of him and trying to trick him into buying them beer, only to have been stopped by the cops. It's all pretty good. It feels like it's a college thing. No, Bill Lawrence hasn't been, in college for a while, but hey, the guy's pretty clever at writing things, and I think it's going to be pretty good how he's going to be writing from kind of the older and younger generation into this liberal college setting. Of course, it could still become Steve Carell gets wokeified by students and he has to learn from them rather than him teach them. Because at some point, I'm sure he will take the job of being a teacher. I mean, just see the trailer and that's clear and evident. And him going to be end up being having a party in college and stuff like that. And you meet some other new characters, and you kind of sit there guessing, hey, are they really going to do a get back with the husband thing, or is she going to move on to a new guy that you can kind of predict is going to be? I'm sure at some point Bill Lawrence's wife is going to be in the show. The not Dr. Cox. Hinted at he has a wife that likes to travel and he doesn't, and so she's gone for 2 months and come back for 2 months, and she will be back any week. I imagine that's going to be, you know, Krista Miller and be a not Jordan. Who knows? She might just be like all other characters she is in Bill Lawrence's show and be very similar to Jordan. But we'll see. Overall, I was a good first episode. It grabbed me. The humor was good. I was actually kind of interested in these characters. Steve Carell does a great job making you like him, being that kind of what the fuck environment that I just get thrown into kind of thing. He's a little socially awkward. He has some trauma that he is doing pretty good moving past, but you can see there's still a lot of stuff there bugging him. I'm sure that'll all be explored later and everything that. And it's nice to have just this good father-daughter thing. He was never thought to be a bad dad. They never once hinted at, oh, he fell to the bottle drinking and abandoned his daughter after his wife cheated on him, kind of stuff. They hinted that was at a dark place emotionally and egally destroyed, but they never implied he was a bad dad. And he makes some pretty good logic and sense and gives good advice. You know, goes to confront the ex-husband. He is a good father and a rather successful writer who understands the type of stuff he's writing. So overall, colorful characters, good humor, like the interesting setting. I like that they've kind of went into this middle relationship thing rather than start with a relationship just so they can destroy it again and kind of stuff. I know Bill Lawrence kind of is between Ted Lasso and this and the Scrubs revival with JD and Elliot breaking up. He seems like he's liking to do that kind of broken relationship repair thing. Almost makes you think there might be something wrong with him and Krista Miller at home. Don't know, but overall, I like it. It feels different enough from everything. There's still the Bill Lawrence charm in it. There's still going to be, heartfelt moments, and Steve Carell does great in it. So I'm happy with the first episode and excited to see more from it. All right. In case I don't make another video before St. Patrick's Day, everything is long. Bye.